Let's start with Sleaze, presented by McDonald's. Best part about working at McDonald's is the people.
Well, I need to talk to producer Brad here, Barnes, because we talked about something yesterday in Sleaze, and I might owe you an apology.
What do you mean?
I think Uncle Barnes may have been right about something. Well, let's go back to yesterday's Sleaze.
Brad, send us back. Does he know what clip you're trying to pull?
We talked about this story.
All right, Brad, roll it back. Is there another Olivia? They're both named Olivia?
I'm just saying, the story is saying Olivia Ponton and her mother were there. Ponton was staying at the house, and according to documents filed by the police, she is employed by Joe Burrow, Olivia Ponton.
So there's two Olivias?
Yeah, she's like a model and an influencer.
Because the girl he's engaged to is Olivia Holzmacher.
Well,
Okay, so this is going to be a Sleaze story.
Can we get an investigative reporter in here, please?
Seriously, Leslie, this is going to become a Sleaze story that's not about the robbery. If he's still engaged to her, and I'm looking at her Instagram right now, you go four pictures back, she's at a game, and then 6 pictures, there's a picture of her and Joe Burrow. And then this girl, I'm not saying she doesn't just work for him, this other Ponton girl, but, I mean, the dude's got good taste. And it just seems kind of strange, unless he just found the most beautiful house sitter on the planet, that this is happening.
Well,
that she's at his house.
Here's the 911 call.
This is cray.
So let's fast forward. Of course, we're talking about Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow, the burglary. There was another woman in his house. And guess what?
What?
Joe Burrow has a little press conference, and here's what he had to say.
Everybody has heard what has happened. I feel like my privacy has been violated in more ways than one. And way more is already out there than I would want out there and that I care to share. So that's all I got to say about that. We live a public life, and one of my least favorite parts of that is the lack of privacy, and that has been difficult for me to deal with my entire career. Still learning, but I understand it's the life that we choose. Doesn't make it any easier to deal with.
Well, I'm never right.
But he's not actually coming out and saying anything, but I understand what you're saying.
Well, every dude knows the look on his face.
Right? But he's talking in circles.
Well,
because I did look it up. Did he cheat? And it's like, he's not really saying much.
Well, the first conversation was probably, hey, yeah. Well, it was easy because he's got 2 Olivias. But he's like, yeah, so the next time, why don't you reach out and let someone else call 911? I mean, that's just like, talk about ratting you out, if that's the case, but it sure sounds like it.
You want another potential cheating story?
Yes.
Megan Fox is pregnant with Machine Gun Kelly's baby, and then all of a sudden they split up. Apparently, she's finally done with him after finding, quote-unquote, upsetting cheat texts. Ouch. When they went away for Thanksgiving, she became suspicious and tried to go through his phone, and she did. She found text messages involving other women and decided she was done. And apparently now she is distraught.
If Heather gets in my phone, she's going to find the most boring tech talk and TikTok videos that I send Fram. No, but that I saw videos resurfacing of her with some co-star getting cozy. And so these guys are bringing a baby into the world?
Yeah. And they're saying, is she dating this new guy, whatever. But apparently there are text messages floating out there. We will see.
Wow.
Here's something else disturbing. Have you seen this resurfaced Diddy audio from one of his white parties?
I can't keep up, to be honest. Which one is this?
This is from one of the famous Hamptons white parties. It's showing him making this announcement from the balcony. Listen to this.
Kids have like an hour left. So get extra comfortable, kids, because after that, y'all gotta go. It's a wrap for y'all, because this thing turns into something that when y'all get older, y'all don't want to come to. Okay? So, let's just start to get our groove on a little bit. Then an hour, we put the kids away. It's all good. Hey, DJ, let's hit it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Put the kids away.
And in the next Sleaze, I do have some audio of Diddy in jail.
Wait, in jail, like as he's talking to someone like an interview?
Yeah, he's talking to his, I think his son in jail. We'll do that in the next Sleaze. Here we go, Yellowstone fans. Taylor Sheridan stepping behind the camera for what may be the final episode. Of course, it's Sunday night, right? And it's supersized. Yes, Sunday night, running 1 hour and 26 minutes, titled Life is a Promise. yeah, apparently the fate of the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch is finally revealed. But I've got good news, Barnes.
What?
If you're a Yellowstone fan, of course there's going to be a spinoff with Kelly Riley and Cole Hauser, Beth and Rip, which is what everyone wants anyway.
You've been saying that for weeks.
Yeah, it's going to happen. Now, have you seen all this weird controversy about the Super Bowl halftime headache?
No.
Well, because, you know, Jay-Z and Rock Nation produce the Super Bowl halftime. But he's just been accused of something. So, of course, 50 Cent is now gloating because, you know, 50 Cent, they're kind of rivals, I guess. But anyway, 50 Cent went on Instagram, right? And he's like, okay, I don't know what's going on, but are we going to still have the Super Bowl? I'm just asking for a friend.
Man, he does rub it in.
He rubs it in. But I have an update for you because Roger Goodell is saying, yeah, we're fine. We're not changing anything.
Well, I guess because he's producing it and not, like, participating in it.
And nothing's happened yet. He hasn't been accused of anything yet. So, yeah. Wow. Barge, you know, I'm here for you on all your sports information.
Yeah, the sports lead with Fram.
Exactly. Glen Powell, love Glen Powell. He was on the Therapist podcast with Jake Shane. He told this really crazy story.
You want to hear a crazy story?
Yes, please.
My little sister was friends with a girl who went on a date with a guy. The guy's super charming, and they have a great night. And, you know, she goes back to his apartment that night, and he's like, hey, can I give you a massage? And then as she got back to his apartment, she just started getting, like, weird vibes. She's like, something feels off. And she's like, I got to get out of here. He gets a little weird. Like, no, please don't leave. Sorry. Like, I'm weird, whatever it is. She leaves. Her skin starts itching like crazy. She goes to the doctor the next day, and he does a test on her skin. It turns out that it's like a black market lotion that breaks down skin for human consumption.
What?
This man was rubbing lotion
Wait, I'm shaking.
on her body to eat her. So the doctor's like, you got to give me this person's address, and you should call the police. They go to this guy's house, and he had several girls' bodies in the house.
What the? What?
Well, producer Brad thought it might be an urban legend, and he said he looked it up. Producer Brad, you said this is a true story, correct?
Wow, that is 100. Why he wouldn't lie?
No, it's not a true story.
It's not.
No.
Wait a second. You said it sounded like an urban legend, and you looked it up, but you didn't give me the update.
Oh, I thought there was a link that you could. It was a People magazine article that tried to find this killer. I mean, that's what I tried to do because
You tried to find the killer.
It doesn't exist. It was an urban legend, and Glenn was like, "I've been telling this story for years."
Well, how can you tell this story with such conviction, and it's not true?
Do you remember, like, back in the day when people would tell those urban legends, and it was always a friend of a friend or something? And,
Yeah.
and so he was telling the story like it actually happened. And
So he got duped?
yes,
Wow.
Glen Powell got duped by an urban legend?
correct.
But he
Wow.
went for it because it wasn't a friend of a friend. It was his sister.
Yeah, I was just like, well, who's the killer? I mean, wouldn't that be the biggest story in the country?
Ever.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is your Celebrity Sleaze.